It held in the Ethiopian capital Addis Ababa broadly touched on the continent's security, economic integration and reforming the African Union. Candidates for the AU Commission chairmanship spoke on the need for greater representation of the continent at the UN Security Council.
We are going to insist that Africa must get 2 permanent seats in the UN Security Council. This is only fair because we are a continent of 55 sovereign nations. We cannot be excluded when Europe has got 3 permanent representations on the Security Council.
Africa has to be also on the UN Security Council. Just imagine 80% of the issues discussed at the UN Security Council is African problems. When we talk about security issues, who do we talk about? Africa. We have, when we talk about food insecurity, we also hear Africa, Zimbabwe, Botswana, Ethiopia, Kenya, Somalia. They have actually been victims of natural disasters, but we are not the ones polluting the world. So the African Union should also be fully involved in the COP discussions. The COP discussions should also be held here in Africa.
Madagascar's former Foreign Affairs Minister Richard Randriamandrato called for greater economic integration on the continent and emphasized the need to ensure peace and stability prevail across the continent.
Silencing the guns and issues relating to peace and security in general actually are due to so many things. It's not like turning on a switch or switching it off, not on and off a switch. No, there are several factors that have to be taken into consideration, and that is the reason why the African continent and the African Union have been challenges to silence the guns. But we have to resolve our conflicts peacefully, and this is one of the principles of the African Union.
The candidates gunning for the AU Commission's top seat also touched on issues related to agriculture, infrastructure and key policy framework for the continent. Former Mauritius Foreign Affairs Minister Anil Gayan withdrew his candidature early in the month. The leadership debate has given people across the continent a greater understanding of the candidates ahead of the AUC polls set to take place in February next year. Nick Mudimba, CGTN.